This is a custom lightsaber I designed and built for Jacob, Captain Boobox off the FX Saber forums. He wanted an Imperial Knight lightsaber based off of the Legacy comic series, where the Imperial Knights are sort of like Jedi. They carry white bladed lightsabers or silver bladed lightsabers. So in this one we have not only all the colors of the rainbow, but he's going to have a bunch of white that I've mixed for his RGB blade. I'm a huge fan of the Vader's Vault, maybe like more than 10 years ago when they got started, and I still love their designs. Captain Boobox also loves their designs and wanted something similar to what Vader's Vault does, which is a bar graph above the activation button. So that's what I have here. So there's the very tiny brass auxiliary button. In one of the hand-cut grooves, along with the bar graph and also the rice port connection. And these grooves are on the MHS V2 part. That's the basis for this lightsaber. But the grooves here actually did by hand. And Captain Boobox wanted his hilt to have some weathering. So what I did here was added some light weathering to the handle part of the lightsaber. And since everything's so sleek here, you have a grip here that you can get a good grip on the lightsaber with your fingers on these grooves that I carved in here. And then there's the hand-cut shroud that I have all around the MHS V2 part. A custom pommel with a belt clip. Some Graflex influences here with the little lines at the bottom. Nice sleek hilt like the Imperial Knight's supposed to be. And I added some flair with like a little, almost like a hood ornament, where I house the screws that actually hold the entire saber together to try to make this on the outside to look as smooth as possible. Just have this one section where everything is holding together, including the blade retention thumbscrew, which you can do with your fingers, which is what I like. This is a nut that's just holding things together here, and then a screw, which is also holding things together. So you can adjust this center nut for the blade retention. Right now it's got a blade plug in it. It's got a kind of a Graflex look. You can take out the kill key. Now what Jacob wanted here was the power on light to be purple, and the little bar graph here have certain colors. So I'll tell you what colors that there is. You have the purple as the power on, and then red, yellow, green, and blue. And I think the red one there is blinking right now. We're on the first font here. Now I have one of JBkuma's RGB Pixel lit buttons here that matches the blade, and also a JBkuma and Space Windu Pixel blade plug powering that there. So even when there's no blade in it, you'll be able to see what's going on. You have the auxiliary button, and then you can change colors by doing both these buttons at the same time. And you can see what color on the button as what color in the blade. Get to a nice white. It's like the Imperial Knight. Inside here is a lithium ion battery, 3.7 volt, which you charge through the power port here. The charger is going to be included. the button is off until the blade is on. And also you have your different LEDs reacting in the bar graph there. There is a speaker at the bottom here. This is powered by the Plecter Labs Prizm 5.5. What you do to gain access to the SD card is put your kill key in, unscrew the pommel, gain access to the SD card, make your changes, push the speaker wire back in. You push the speaker pod into the plastic tube that the board is in. Make sure the changes you made took. So I want to show you guys what I did with the blades. I think Captain Boobox is going to be very happy. I got him a couple different style blades to play around with, and I want to show you guys those right now. So what you do is you just undo the center screw a little bit with your fingers. Take out the Space Windu blade plug, and you can insert the blade. Now the first one I want to show you guys is the regular trans white blade with the RGB and the Custom Saber Shop parabolic blade tip and the Plecter PIxel connector. The resistors are in the blade on this lightsaber. You just simply slide the blade in, make sure it makes contact with the, let me see if I'll show you guys the Plecter PIxel pins. Alright, so any which way you put in the blade, it's going to connect properly. You can test it, and then tighten your little thumb screw here before you start swinging it around. Okay, like I said before, a couple surprises when it comes to the blade, but we're going to start with the RGB blade. This one has the trans white tube. Okay, and I'm just going to tell you guys what fonts are on here too. We have as number one, of course, the Legacy Imperial Knight font. This one's just best with the white blade. You have the white matching button because this is the RGB blade, the RGB button. That's kind of important for when I tell you guys about the next blade. So since this lightsaber has Graflex influences to it, I think that it's only proper to have a Graflex font on here. So we have Graflex 5 by Juan Sith. What I did was add a couple more whites because there's just in the default for the Plecter Labs. I don't know if there's a white. What I normally do is I mix all my own colors. So what I did here was I gave a bunch of just normal colors because you want to go through them and play with the red, and play with the blue, and play with the green, and play with purple and yellow. So those are here. But I gave a couple more whites than normal. So this is another one of the whites. This is cyan, a more ice blue. Maybe more of a light blue, sky blue, kind of just straight blue. This one's nice with the flash. I like the way this looks with the yellow. It's got a yellow flash. Okay, and then there's another white that is like more of a cool white, more of a pure white. You'll see when you get it in person. And then this is kind of like, I like this because it's kind of like a silver. There's like a little bit, there's like, oh, it's white, but there's a blue hue to it. And then don't forget, you know, the button does match this, so it's pretty cool here. It's pretty cool to have the button like matching whatever the blade's doing on this RGB blade. And then we go into a purple that I mixed, which is like kind of a whitish purple. I think you'll be happy with this one. And then this is like more of a standard purple. Actually, this looks, look at this, that looks cool because blade is purple, the power on is purple, but you have the other flashing LEDs too, but it's kind of got a purple lean to it, and then the button's purple, so this is kind of like having the all purple Imperial Night. This is the red that I mixed, just got like a hint of blue. I like to have like the red be like a crimson-y color, and I'll show you why I did that again in a minute. But the button here as well matches the blade. And then you have a yellowish color here. Green, like kind of a straight green, that's pretty sweet. Oh, this is like one of my favorites. I had to include this, which is it's like a Viridian. So I mixed like a Viridian, very light green. I think you'll like that. This is like if you're like an Imperial Knight that you feel like you're gonna have a Viridian blade, this is a good one. It's kind of white but with a green twinge to it. And then the first white I showed you with Imperial Knight font at the beginning. Okay, I know I'm only on font number 2, but what I want to show you is something kind of cool. I haven't shown you guys in a while, but Jacob asked for the enhanced red blade for this, so that's kind of cool. Let's see what it looks like. I didn't even really get a chance to play with this one that much. You guys know I'm always surprised when I see what happens with the enhanced blades, because it's kind of always a weird surprise, like what the different colors do. So the button's going to show the true color of the RGB LEDs that are inside this red enhanced tube. And then what you're going to see on the outside here is what the tube does to that. So let's see, because we just found out that the blade is white, right? Because the button is white. But the red enhanced tube is making this, wow, you know what though? Like you guys aren't even able to see what's really going on here, because this is, I mean, I hope you are, but this is like Darth Vader. Oh, you know what though? This kind of looks like, I was gonna say crimson, but then I look at the bar graph, and I think like the red and the purple LED, the red is flashing and the purple's on, and the mixture is kind of what I'm seeing. Like, I don't know. In this blade, it almost looks like a Darth Vader crimson, you know, color, but it also looks purple. Okay, so that's another white. That looks cool too. That actually looks more solid, like more solid pink. Okay, the button is showing teal, right, or like cyan. I don't know, like pink, like whitish pink on the inside, but purple on the outside. Another teal, blue. That's kind of a cool red though. Oh, that red just got a lot brighter. Well, that's a white. So that's another white color, like I showed you guys before. That's cool. That's like a different kind of purple with this like ice blue. This is purple, or the cool violet I was showing you before. It's got a lot of white in it. And then the blade here is a nice purple. Let's see what happens when we use the clash. That's yellow. Oh, that's nice. It's kind of like a super bright red instead of yellow. Okay, this is the purple. And this is a cool effect because this is like a really nice, like maybe Space Windu purple. Oh, and wow, I can see it's like orange. FOC. That's neat. Oh, okay. So this is like the red color that I mixed, and it's a really, really nice red out of the enhanced red. The yellow, the amber is producing like a really nice bronze blade with like a pink flash. Oh, and the green is like a dimmer amber, but it's full. It's pretty full. Actually, that's a weird combo look. Green button, orange. And my favorite color, the Viridian, is producing a salmon colored blade, which it looks okay. It doesn't look that cool to me. And then back to the white where we started. Very neat. So I have one more little thing I want to show you. This is the surprise. Since we are talking about an Imperial night lightsaber, they use the color silver. They use white. So what I wanted to do was do something special for Captain Boobox. He's been waiting a long time. Want to not only give him a really cool, customized, kind of very sleek lightsaber that he asked for, but just a little bonus, which is a white Neopixel blades. That's right. So instead of RGB, red, green, blue, they have Neopixel blades. Now, I can't get them in skinny style strip, right? So you can kind of feel that this blade is a little heavier than the other blade, you know, because the thicker strips that like everyone's kind of used to using, they're heavier, right? They have the 50/50 LEDs, bigger LEDs. The strip itself is bigger. Now I've cut this one down to as tight as I could get it without ruining the little onboard capacitors or whatever. It's still heavier than the skinny strip, which I feel like when you're holding the blade on that's made from a skinny strip with the skinny strips inside, you can't tell that it's a Neopixel blade or component blade. You just can't tell. It's so light, it feels like nothing's inside. This blade here, I could tell. When I'm holding the hilt, I could tell. That's the only downside. This one is made the same way as the others with Makoto foam. I have, or maybe this one is actually MR foam. No, I think this is Makoto foam. This one has the parabolic blade tip, the nylon custom saber shop tube inside, trans white tube on the outside, Plecter PIxel connector, but it's amber, cool white, warm white. So we have different LEDs to play with in here. Let me just quickly go through them, some of the effects. Okay, so the first color looks like it's got a lot of the soft white in it. This blade is made up of different orientation of LEDs. So what we see on this button is not necessarily what we're going to get on this blade. Let's just change to the next font so I can show you guys font number 3, which is Acluophobia by Lord Blanco. Oh, this one's cool. This one must use a lot of the amber. Next font is Sidious No Mercy by FX Sabers X. Just quickly go through the various color white that you could have. This is a nice Imperial night white, but as you can see, it is supposed to be kind of a green if it was the RGB blade, but since we're the white blade, it's white. Each of these blades is a slightly different length, this one being the longest at 33 inches, and then the enhanced red at about 32 inches, and the RGB blade at about 31 inches. This one is Pre-Vishla by Darth Zuzia. Oh, this one's like, oh, this one actually looks pretty cool with the white blade because it's with the Prizm 5.5 can do like a fire effect. So this being Pre-Vishla, it's supposed to be, you know, the dark saber. I think that this effect maybe is kind of neat. Oh, we just changed to, oh, that's like a pulsing white, like a fire made up of white, so that's kind of sweet. Oh. Oh, that one's nice. It's like the fire effect or the fire pulse effect, but it's with this different style blade. And I have here Ancient Saber by Novastar. Basically old string blade staple. In my opinion, this one looks great when you have a component blade where you can see it going up and down. Kind of one of the only fonts that work, in my opinion, with the slow ignition and retraction. You could have the white with a lot less cost from the battery. It's more economical, and you'll be able to run the lightsaber a little longer using the white blade with some of the white options there. Now I did tune the colors overall to kind of be economical and they're not the brightest settings that you could set them to. You could go into the rice, which you're going to plug specialized cable right into this prong right here and right into that port, that 3-prong port. And you're going to have access to the rice just like I had access to change all the colors and things like that. You can go in and on the sliders, adjust the sliders of each color higher if you want to use more battery power and have it be brighter, or a little lower and save your battery power. Alright, thanks for taking a look at this lightsaber. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really had a great time making it because it was like music to my ears when Captain Boobox said that he wanted me to kind of model not only after the way Imperial Night lightsaber looks, but the way Vader's Vault does their Imperial Knights, because he's a fan of Vader's Vault Imperial Knight, just like I was.